The facade itself has many elements. There are quite a few statues on it, many of which apparently are gods or things like Zeus's children. There's also eagles at the very top, but you can just sort of see their claws and the bottom of their bodies. The heads and what have sort of been decapitated with time. Along both of the sides of this beautiful facade, you see these things that almost look like footprints. And our guide told us that that would have been for scaffolding. They would have stuck scaffolding rods, I guess wood probably, into them in order to help carve the facade into the stone. And it was neat to see that little bit of engineering and just kind of peek into how they would have done it. Unlike many cultures, like for instance the Egyptians, we still don't really know how the Egyptians made the periods particularly, and it was just neat to know that, you know, scaffolding was used. I also noticed that there was amazing detail in all of the pillars, and there were 3 main doorways of this facade. Apparently it's not that exciting when you get inside because essentially they're tombs. But inside of the first room, I took a picture just of the main room, and you can see the beautiful, beautiful different colors and pattern that the sandstone is naturally created, and it's just wonderful to see Mother Nature used in such a manner. So far, they've uncovered about 800 tombs, which blows my mind. So we barely scratched the surface in the little walk that we did. And apparently, they're figuring if they keep excavating, they'll find the actual city underneath. Also, we find out that the higher the tombs are and the bigger they are, which makes sense, it would be for the nobles or the people who were very, very wealthy, because it's closer to heaven. As you keep walking, you come up to a theater, and our guide thought that this was put in by a group afterwards, a little bit later on in time, because it seems strange to put a theater right in the midst of all these graveyards. It seems like, you know, it seemed like it was sacrilegious to do something like that. But it was this amazing Roman-looking theater, and it was neat to see all these amazing seats. There were 33 rows, and it looked like it would fit tons and tons of people, and you could see where like the backstage was and everything. It was so neat to see that. I've never been to Rome, so this is about as close as I have gotten so far, and I loved every moment of it. There were many areas to climb about, but I clambered up and got into a few to take some, you know, campy pictures and whatnot. It was very, 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 very interesting. There were way too many tourist things, though, of course. We took the long journey to get back, and I happened to hop on a horse partway through and kind of Indiana Jones my way out. Now it sounds more exciting than it was. They wouldn't let me actually Indiana Jones my way out, even though I have taken a lot of horseback riding. They had some little man walk me out, so it didn't end up being as exciting as I had hoped it would be, but it was like $2 American, so totally worth it in my mind. I didn't feel like walking uphill that far. I got lazy. Can you blame me? I also found it hilarious that there was an Indiana Jones gift shop as well as like a cafe, just I guess in remnants of having the people there to film for like the day or two that they were actually here. After we were finished at Petra, we drove back into this town on this very curvy highway, and we went to the Petra Magic restaurant, which was basically a buffet. They had a whole bunch of different meats, many different salads, rice, all the good stuff. And they had this amazing bread, which apparently my mother tells me is very easy to make. So once we get back to Canada, we're going to try to make this bread. It has like toasted sesame seeds on it. It's just like a homemade white bread, slightly sweet, and it was delicious. I think I had like 8 pieces, maybe more. I couldn't get enough of it. I was gonna like steal a loaf to bring back home so I could snack on it this evening. Then we took the roughly 2-hour ride back to our boat, and we passed some beautiful views on the way, as well as a couple goat herders. And the goats were so cute. They were little baby goats all hopping along. I know, I have an animal obsession, and I'm sorry if you're watching this, you're thinking I'm ridiculous. But I held back yesterday. I did not put a single animal photo in, I don't think. Yesterday, oh shoot, the camels, I guess that counts. But I didn't put any of the cats or anything from lunch. I was very good. But today, deal with it. I'm putting in the dog photos. We stopped at this one spot to get a picture of Wadi Rum from the top, and there was a mommy dog, and she was very sweet, and I pet her for a while, and then suddenly I turned around and her puppy was there, so I got some double action of the doggies, and it was lovely. And then I went to go wash my hands, and when I came back, the dad was there, and it was just like a whole family reunion. So I got a picture of all 3 of them kind of sunbathing, and it was so cute. I love my animals. And if you don't, maybe fast forward. We got back to the boat and had a little bit of relaxing time, and then it was calamari and ouzo night. So they were grilling fresh calamari on the back of the boat, and they also had, you know, feta cheese, olives, tomatoes, cucumber, pita all coming around for us to try, and the ouzo. I'm not a fan of ouzo myself. I hate black licorice or anise flavor, but I tried it nonetheless. In fact, I tried two. And then we had a dinner, which was very nice. We tried snapper, and there was a variety of other Greek dishes apparently. And that was about the night, other than my attempt at trying to get Indiana Jones to work. So that's all for this day on the trip. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.